Everybody. Late last year, we took an opportunity to merge the functions of marine facilities and the structures and geotech section. It was to form a whole new entity called the Bridge and Marine Assets. I'm actually excited and feel very privileged to lead this new team of talented and professional individuals. It is an area for me personally to be involved in one of my first loves of structural and geotechnical engineering, with my love for working with community and the enjoyment of providing facilities by the water. Andy keeps reminding me that I have one of the best jobs in the department. I think he's right. This presentation will give you an insight on who we are, what we do, and where we are going. In other words, what floats, spans, and retains. To start off our presentation, I'll give a quick overview of our business plan. We've been working quite vigorously in the last few months to develop a business plan for our new section. We've come up with our vision, and we want to be seen as leaders by example in the way we manage our assets, that we are relied upon by government for the provision of sound structural, geotechnical and marine engineering design and advice, and that we will actively investigate and use recyclable and sustainable materials complemented with innovative design to get value from money from our assets. That, as a team, we believe is our vision, which aligns fairly well, I think, with the corporate visions and the directorate directions. I won't read this to any great detail, but who we are, what we do. I guess we manage the risks associated with the state's bridge, marine and geotech assets. We're made up of about 30 highly skilled and dedicated personnel who get involved in preparing designs for departmental infrastructure schemes. We give responsive and accurate advice to internal and external clients. And importantly, we manage the state's bridge, marine and geotech assets. I think worth some, I think it was 3 billion, I forget now. I think it's about 3 billion from memory. The section is committed to maintaining and developing our technical expertise through representation on various external committees, developing technical design standards and specs, and the provision of training for all departmental personnel involved in these facilities. I won't go through all the details here, but broadly we are aligned to, I guess, 4 or so key functions. The first function is, if you like, our asset management role, which is basically bridge and jetty management services. So it's basically tasked with how we go about developing asset management plans, works programs, managing our budget, delivering on outcomes across a whole raft of bridge and jetty assets. An important function that should not be overlooked is the way we assess heavy load vehicles on our road network and make sure our bridges, or the vehicles that travel over our bridges, are adequate to handle those vehicle loads, and if not, where else could they go? Quite a smart little program that Alistair has shown me that helps him and his team do heavy vehicle route assessments. The other, of course, is a traditional role, bridge design services. Most of you will recognise the old bridge group or the bridge design group. Their role hasn't changed, but essentially providing designs, design advice, verification of other people's designs and so forth. Very important function, and that includes drafting as well in terms of structural drafting. Our other area is also another very important area. We talk about risk. When I think of risk, I think of geotech, that the science and engineering that goes into geotechnical advice and designs is all about that balance between risk and managing risks, I suppose. That's very important. And lastly, the Marine Facilities Group, which is involved in managing marine facilities across the state and providing consultancy advice to ministers and others. So that's broadly what our functions are. One of the important things that we started upon our journey was to develop what is our culture. All of us talk about culture in the organisation. I like to think of it a bit like this. Our culture in our section is to work as a team, to provide, what do we then provide? Sustainable infrastructure for all South Australians. We believe this can only be done by having capable, motivated and innovative staff, complemented with very strong relationships with our stakeholders. So what we're saying is that this simple equation, that relationships and capability go hand in hand in giving us sustainable infrastructure. We believe in this philosophy, if you want to call it that together everyone achieves more, the team. And the team is supported by this simple triangle. And those of you that love structural engineering, the simple triangle is a fundamental geometry that is evident in most of our structures that we design and build. And the triangle helps to move forces around to connect and create load paths. So sustainable infrastructure is supported by relationships, and I mean good relationships, and capability. I think those three are fundamental to getting the outcomes we want in our journey. Our business plan objectives are 9 that we've identified.